In this video we will review the 4 elements of an effective prospecting email. The AMO framework assists you in planning and developing your strategy. The 4 elements are hook, relate, bridge, and ask. Once you have your plan in place, you'll use a 4-step framework to craft your email. Step 1 is hook. Get their attention with a compelling subject line and opening sentence or statement. Step 2 is relate. Demonstrate that you get them and their problem. Show empathy and authenticity. The 3rd step is bridge. Connect the dots between their problem and how you can help them. Explain the what's in it for me. The 4th and final step is ask. Be clear and straightforward about the action you want them to take, and make it easy for them to do so. Here is an example of an email to a COO of a bank. It leverages the 4-step framework. The subject reads, COO, the toughest job in the bank. Lawrence, Ernst & Young recently reported that the COO has the toughest role in the C-suite. The COOs I work with tell me that the increasing complexity of the banking environment has made their job harder and more stressful than ever. My team and I help COOs like you reduce complexity and stress with strategies to optimize growth and profit, mitigate credit risk, allocate resources effectively, and minimize regulatory surprises. While I don't know if we are a good fit for your bank, why don't we schedule a short call to help me learn more about your unique challenges? From there we can decide if it makes sense to set up a deeper conversation. How about next Thursday at 3 p.m? Dave Adair, Senior Account Executive, Juno Systems. Let's break this down into each of the 4 parts of the AMO framework. You have about 3 seconds to grab your prospect's attention. Hook them. In that 3 seconds, your subject line must compel them to open the email and the first sentence must entice them to keep reading. Kendra Lee, author of The Sales Magnet, calls this the glimpse factor. Prospects choose to read your email for their reasons, not yours. They have their own unique situations and interests. Therefore, the best way to hook them is to make your subject line relevant and the opening sentence about them. Here is an example of a subject line and opening sentence that bombed. A real email sent to me from a guy named Brandon. The subject read cloud-based software. Hi Jeb, I was browsing LinkedIn and wanted to reach out to you. First, the subject line is all about him, not about me. Also never use hi or hello or dear or any other salutation in front of your prospect's name. No one in business does that except salespeople. Hi blank is a complete turnoff for prospects. Next, how does the fact that you were browsing LinkedIn in the least bit interest me? Finally, you wanted to reach out? That is past tense and all about you and nothing about me. Let's take a look at our model email again. The subject reads, COO, the toughest job in the bank. Let's recap the beginning of the email. Lawrence, Ernst & Young recently reported that the COO has the toughest role in the C-suite. Let's focus just on the hook. This email is being sent to a bank COO. The subject line uses the acronym COO and the word bank. It implies that the COO has the toughest job in the bank. That is compelling because it plays on emotions. We all believe we have the toughest job in our company. Next, we address our prospect professionally, as if he were a colleague. Finally, the opening sentence is a great hook. Using a credible source, Ernst & Young, we hook the COO by stepping into his shoes and demonstrating that we get him. The toughest role in the C-suite. Effective emails connect with prospects on an emotional level. The reason is simple. People make decisions based on emotion. The easiest way to connect with your prospect emotionally is to demonstrate that you get them and their problems, that you can relate to their struggles and issues. Here's Brandon's attempt to relate. We build custom software solutions. Web, cloud, mobile, desktop. Whether you have need to modernize outdated software, build something new from scratch, or augment your team to meet a critical deadline, I'm confident we can help. How does this relate to me or any of my problems? Notice that this paragraph is all about him. Just a features dump. My reaction? So what? Conversely, in our model email, Dave makes the effort to relate. Of course, since he is not himself a COO, nor has ever been a COO, It would be disingenuous to say that he understands Lawrence's situation. So instead, he uses his relationships with other COOs to demonstrate that he can relate. The COOs I work with tell me that the increasing complexity of the banking environment has made their job harder and more stressful than ever. Since people do things for their reasons, not yours, you must answer their most pressing question. If I give you what you want, my time, what's in it for me? If you are unable to answer what's in it for me with value that exceeds the cost of your prospect giving up their time, your email will not convert. This is where your research pays off. When you know a specific issue that your prospect is facing in their business, you should bridge directly to that issue and how you might be able to solve it. When you are unsure of a specific issue, bridge to issues that are common to your prospect's role, situation, or industry. Here is our buddy Brandon's attempt at bridging to what's in it for me. We've been able to figure out how to maintain high quality and keep our rates competitive. It's a model that has led us to 3 straight years on the INC 5000. Again, so what? Everybody says this. How is this important to me? How does this add value to my unique situation? How is it relevant to me? He toots his horn but gives me no reason to waste my time with him. Dave, on the other hand, ties his subject line, opening sentence, and relate statement together with a bridge that connects the dots between Lawrence's perceived issue, stress, and solutions that reduce stress. He answers Lawrence's "what's in it for me" question. Most importantly, he speaks Lawrence's language, the language of COOs: growth, profit, risk, allocate resources, minimize surprises. By speaking Lawrence's language, he continues to relate and demonstrate that he gets him and his problems. My team and I help COOs like you reduce complexity and stress with strategies to optimize growth and profit, mitigate credit risk, allocate resources effectively, and minimize regulatory surprises. To get what you want, you ask for what you want, and make it easy for your prospect to act. Our buddy Brandon. I'd love to schedule a time to connect and outline how we're able to do this while discussing any projects or plans you might have. Just let me know a time that works with your schedule for a free consultation and quote. Brandon does the expected. He says what he would love to do. I'd love to schedule a time to connect and outline how we're able to do this. I assume deliver high quality at low prices. Here is what I hear Brandon saying. I would love to hear the sound of my own voice as I pitch you on all of our wonderful features and tell you how great we are. Oh, and good news for you. It's free. No thanks. Then he puts the burden on me to find time on my schedule and get back to him. How does making it hard on me make sense? Even if I wanted to meet with him, I'd probably save this to later and never revisit, because I would not have time at that moment to go through my calendar and find time for some sales guy. Here's how Dave asks. While I don't know if we are a good fit for your bank, why don't we schedule a short call to help me learn more about your unique challenges? From there we can decide if it makes sense to set up a deeper conversation. How about next Thursday at 3 p.m.? Dave disrupts expectations. He tells Lawrence up front that he might not be a good fit for his bank. That is exactly the opposite of what Lawrence would expect of a salesperson. Unlike pitching that pushes prospects away, disrupting expectations pulls prospects towards you. Then Dave continues and sends a subtle but powerful message. He says he wants to learn, showing that he is actually listening. This pulls Lawrence in deeper because everyone wants to be heard. We love to tell our story to people who are willing to listen. Dave caps things off with the phrase, your unique challenges. This makes Lawrence feel important because everyone believes that their situation is unique. Finally, Dave takes away the pressure by implying that the call will be short and lowers risk by saying if it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to push things. Then he assumptively asks for a meeting and offers a day and time, which takes the burden off of Lawrence to make that decision. By following the 4 elements of the AMO framework, you can begin to plan and develop your strategy to craft your effective email.